this is, to answer your question directly about what I think is going on in Moscow and the calculations that are being made there, I honestly don't think a decision has yet been taken. But that doesn't mean that it is impossible that something absolutely disastrous could happen very soon indeed. And our intelligence, I'm afraid to say, remains grim. And we're seeing the massing of huge numbers of tactical battalion groups, tactical groups on the borders of Ukraine, 70 or more. This is probably the most dangerous moment, I would say, in the course of the next few days, in what is the biggest security crisis that Europe has faced for decades. And we've got to get it right. And I think that the combination of sanctions and military resolve plus diplomacy are what is in order. And everybody understands you ask about whether we're at one across the West on sanctions. I think increasingly, actually, we are at one. And I think that I congratulate Olaf Scholz of Germany on the way he's been able to move towards a tougher position on Nord Stream 2. Difficult, though, obviously, that is for Germany and for the German economy. I think that the UK has been able to help to bring people together with an automatic package of sanctions that would hit Russian commercial and strategic commercial interests. The tougher those sanctions are, the more automatic they are, the more chance we have of deterring what I think would be an irrational response. But what we're also doing is ensuring that we have we engage the Russians' attention, we occupy their bandwidth, and we get ready all over the eastern frontier of NATO. And that's why Jens was kind enough to mention all the things that we're doing. We're supporting Operation Cold Response up in the north, in the Norway area, with the HMS Prince of Wales, 16 Air Assault Brigade. In Estonia, we're doubling the presence at Tapa, the enhanced forward presence at Tapa. In Poland, we're adding, where I'll be going shortly, we're adding another 350 troops from 4-5 Commando. We're doing air policing in Romania, increasing the number of typhoons that we're deploying out of Cyprus by a squadron of typhoons, and we're sending ships to the Eastern Mediterranean and the Black Sea, an OPV and a Type 45. And that's, as I think, as Jens referred to, we're also putting on standby 1,000 troops in preparation for a humanitarian crisis that may take place on NATO's eastern frontiers. So we're getting ready we're making military preparations, we're getting ready economic sanctions, but we're also willing to talk. And I think Jens summed it up very well in what he said. There are some things that are non-negotiable. That's the idea of a Europe whole and free. That's the idea that NATO must have an open door policy, that the people of Ukraine must be able to aspire to NATO membership. And then, of course, there are things that it would be sensible to talk about, and things that NATO and the UK, the US, everybody is willing certainly to discuss. And they include transparency about NATO exercises, about NATO force posture, about the stationing of missiles, making progress on, certainly, as Jens said, on the INF area where Russia is in breach, and making progress on intermediate nuclear missiles. All those are subjects for discussion, and far, far better to begin a discussion now than to have a catastrophe. So that's what we're pushing for, and there's a lot of effort going in on all those fronts. But Beth, whether it's going to pay off now, whether we're going to be successful, I simply can't say.